The lady from Wyoming is recognized.
Thank you. Say her name, Kayla Hamilton. Say her name, Kayla Hamilton. I'm going to go back to referring to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security Office of Inspector General report, because that's what this discussion is about. And as it's already been determined, the issues associated with Jeffrey Epstein are not germane to this bill. So I'm going to focus specifically on what this bill is about and why it is necessary. According to this report, ICE did not have accurate or complete addresses for all UACs released or transferred from DHS and HHS custody. Of the 448,820 UACs that ICE transferred to HHS Office of Refugee Settlement from 2019 to 2023, most UACs were released to sponsors. According to the joint concept of operations between DHS and HHS ORR should provide UACs addresses to ICE upon release to sponsors. At multiple enforcement and removal operations locations we visited, meaning the authors of this report, officers noted a recurring concern about receiving incomplete or commercial addresses for UACs instead of residences. For example, ERO officers at one location estimated addresses were incorrect 80% of the time. Let that sink in. The addresses where unaccompanied minors were released by the Biden administration, the addresses were incomplete or incorrect 80% of the time. During one site visit, the audit team and ERO officers attempted to locate two addresses where HHS frequently released UACs. However, these addresses did not exist. In fiscal year 2023, HHS ORR released 34 UACs to these non-existent addresses. Of the 34 UACs released to these two addresses, only 2 were in immigration proceedings, one of whom subsequently failed to appear in court, similar to Walter Javier Martinez, who murdered Kayla Hamilton. Finally, ICE was not always aware of the location of approximately 600 UACs whom HHS reported to ICE as fleeing HHS custody from 2019 to 23. One UAC fled 5 times in 1 year. Another UAC runaway who admitted to murdering someone in his home country had an international arrest warrant, and as of August 2024, the UAC had not appeared in court and had not been located. An ERO official noted a different UAC ran away on multiple occasions, assaulted HHS ORR staff, and admitted to being part of a Mexican cartel. Kayla Hamilton was brutally murdered by Walter Javier Martinez, a UAC who was released to a sponsor by HHS before any background checks were completed. It is imperative that we pass this bill. Thank you, Mr. Fry, for bringing it forward. With that, I yield back to you.
Will the gentlelady yield?
The time belongs to the gentleman from Alabama.
The gentleman from Alabama yield to the gentleman from South Carolina?
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Fry.
Ms. Hageman, I'm struck by the statistics that you read in the OIG report. In that same report, you've seen that 22% of cases that ORR did not even conduct timely safety and well-being follow-up calls to either the sponsor or to the minor child, as is required by law. Are you aware of that?
It's in the report.
You know what's interesting about this, too, and I don't know if you've seen this, but there was a phone call that was initiated by ORR 6 months after Mr. Martinez went missing. And the sponsor stated that the minor was not under her care any further since August of 2022. This was April of 2023, so we're talking 7 months after. And that the minor, quote, left me to be with his brother. He wanted to hang out on the streets and do what he was doing in his home country / getting in trouble on the streets and hanging out with gang members, end quote. Isn't that alarming that our own government can't even identify and find where these children are? With that, I yield back.
Yield back, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I move to strike the last
Gentleman
word.
yields back. Before recognizing the gentleman from New York,